All right, so I'm just going to talk about what's been happening or what I've been noticing in the Marvel Rivals community. There's some gameplay in the background of me playing Black Panther, and then I think I switched or something in the game. We end up winning this, but this is just a replay. But there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and I feel like this is like really the downfall of Marvel Rivals. Not, and this has nothing to do with Marvel Rivals, the game. I think it just has to not really to do with the game, but it has to really do with just the way the community has been. Like the community has been so toxic. Like playing the game is not really as fun anymore. Like I think Marvel Rivals is like one of the only games where you spend more time arguing with your teammates than you do actually communicating and trying to coordinate to win. It's just one of those games where it's just so toxic now, where it's like you get on the game, if you play a certain character that someone doesn't like, now you have to switch. There's been games where it's like as soon as I join the match, oh you picked Adam, you picked Panther, you picked Ultron, you picked Jeff, you picked whatever whatever character that someone doesn't like, and now they're trying to dictate how you play because they decided to pick a certain character. Now I do agree that are there metas? Are there characters that are stronger than other characters? Yes, that's 100% true. Like there are characters who are better at doing a job or have an easier job at doing something that someone else may do, right? That's just the truth. But that doesn't mean that now we need to be toxic, right? We need to be mad. And I think there's just this huge desire amongst the Marvel Rivals community to be number one, to always be winning. Like you're constantly seeing these clips, you're constantly seeing people um just, win or succeed and do certain things. Your favorite streamer is like what I don't know, your favorite streamer is number five on the leaderboard, and all you do is see him just rank up. And now for you, you feel like, oh well, that should be me too. And that doesn't mean that you can't feel that way, but is it realistic for you to be number one on the game if you don't have a coach, right? You don't have a coach. You don't have anybody that's playing with you, right? Meaning like you're solo queuing. It's been proven you can still solo queue to a certain level, but you don't have a coach, you're not solo queuing, you're not practicing, you're not scrimming, meaning like you're not playing in an environment where everybody is at or above your skill level. And then also you're not playing the game all the time. So majority of the people that are on the game, truthfully, they're probably playing casually. And even though they might play it every day, it's still technically casual because you're not you may have the time. Well, I play Marvel Rivals 4 hours out the day, but you're not practicing, you're not scrimming, you're not being coached, you're not getting the assistance that you need to grow. So you're on the game, and you have most of the people have this desire to win, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna. It doesn't mean that you're obligated to win. It doesn't mean that you deserve to win because you log into the game 4 hours every single day. But when you get into these lobbies, when you get into these games with people, they immediately get pissed off the moment that someone makes a mistake, the moment that someone doesn't perform at the standard that they want them to do because they feel like they are better. And that's just not realistic, and that's harming the health of the game because people feel like they need to always be winning, always be number one, and there's this huge desire to have the control over the outcomes of the game. You have no control over the outcome of the game. You might get a game where somebody is performing terribly, but it's like the past three games they were performing well. There's just so many different pieces that go into playing the game when you have such a large cast where you have the ability to counter, players can get countered and certain things can get shut down. Like right now this is Black Panther playing gameplay, and it's like I'm getting fried. Okay, somebody else, oh Panther, you suck. Switch, boom, 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 boom. Cool, I could switch, right? That's not a problem. But it's a problem when now it's like you can't enjoy the game when you just like a certain character. Another issue that's like going on is really this kind of leads right into this, which is just like, yo, there's this the blame game. Like people just love blaming other people. Like, and that's toxic. Like everybody always feels like, oh, my teammates are holding me back. My teammates are holding me back, and that's such a terrible way to live psychologically. To feel like other people are in control of your success. Are there systems? Are there moments where your teammates contribute to your success? Yes, that's very, very true. Your teammates contribute to your success, and they can make the outcome of the game harder. But to always be in a stance to feel like you're perfect and your teammates are the reason why you're losing, that's just not a strong inner locus of control. Do your teammate again? Your teammates do provide you with a better opportunity to win or a stronger opportunity to lose. But to blame them, to always feel like it's never you, to always feel like it's somebody else that's doing something that's incorrect, that just doesn't contribute to the health of the game. And then no, like understanding that when it comes to like Marvel, it when you think about those things, it makes me understand why people are just not gonna continue to play this. Like why remain in a toxic environment where every time you get on the game, somebody is flaming you, somebody is blaming you. It's at the point now when like if you pick a certain character, I know for me if I play Adam, I just mute the chat. Is Adam the most meta character? No. But it's like damn, like they put him in the game for a reason. He's not that terrible. Does he have a higher skill ceiling maybe than the average character? Yes. But now it's like at this point I can't even play, bro, because all I'm gonna do is the whole game I'm gonna just hear people telling me, "Oh, you suck. You get off. Switch. You're doing bad. Boom, 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 boom." And it might not even be my fault. I could be performing well, but because that someone doesn't like the character, now I need to switch, or now it's my fault. There's so many games where you can get insta blamed, even having output, or you could just be getting countered. And I feel like yes, like you come into competitive, the objective is to win, right? But at the same time, yes, the objective is to win, but it's like just because someone counters you doesn't mean that they win the matchup all the time. A counter just means that they have a stronger they have a stronger probability of winning the matchup. That's all that a counter means. A counter doesn't mean that because I pick Squirrel Girl, that means I counter this person. That does not mean that. That's illogical. Right? Like it's like Namor, right? Namor is like as soon as there's a Spider-Man, as soon as there's a Black Panther, as soon as there's any type of dive, right? Everybody just immediately feels like, oh, get a Namor, get a Namor. Like that was an example of me making a terrible play. Just I come totally out of position. But it's like people just get a Namor, get a Namor. Namor's gonna solve the problem. Person switches to Namor, the problem doesn't get solved. Now all of a sudden oh, the more you suck, or it's somebody else, or it's the tank, and it's blah 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 blah. But the mind is what's wrong is this the mindset. The mindset behind how the game works is becomes the issue because we have the ability to counter pick, right, to sway the odds of you winning in your favor. But the counter pick doesn't mean that you're going to win 100% of the time. The counter pick might be a 60-40, and the 40 might be something else that has to do with your team composition or your positioning. It's like an example that I'm seeing right now is like we're in this game now where the meta is triple support. So many people complained about dive. So many people complained about how just the game is doesn't this is the same problem they have with Overwatch. You have people that play support, right? They play support, or really in this game is a strategist, right? They play a strategist role, and they feel like, oh, I don't have enough to sustain myself against certain characters. So we need to nerf these dive characters and we need to buff the support. Now the games are just so boring. Excuse that car. That's crazy. Bro going crazy. Um Now you have this game where, you know, so it's boring. It's almost this meta is almost boring because it's like you're fighting through 12 support alts. Like in one match, in one from a point A to point B, right? Walking the cart, you might see five or six support ults. Now that there's three of them, it might double. It might be like 12 of them Jones. As a DPS, like what's fun about playing through support ult? Support ult are supposed to pop up in critical moments to help your team succeed. Now it feels like because everybody's running triple support most of the time, right? I mean, right now we're running triple support. People feel like, oh, like I could just basically do nothing. Like, look at me missing. I'm but I don't know how I died like that. But you got these metas that are being formed because the community is just not being aware, right? Were certain characters strong? Yes. Certain characters were strong, right? It was harder for certain characters to defend themselves, like Cloak or different people to do stuff to help them. But that doesn't mean we need to boost or buff all the support characters. That doesn't make sense. And now the game as a DPS is trash. It's just trash. Like, but really, what it came down to is not that we needed to buff the support and make it so that support can always escape. It's just really an awareness issue where it's like, okay, how can people be more aware of their positioning? Just be aware of your positioning on both sides. If you're on offense and your team is getting dove, if you turn around and just focus on the two people that's diving your heals, you actually would be able to kill them. But nobody does that. They're so focused on, well, I got to do my objective, that it's no longer a team game. And that's an issue that I've seen where it's like we're not playing a team game anymore. We're playing individuals, figure out what they want to do and how they pick the meta character so they deserve to win, and because they deserve to win, everybody else is to blame for their poor performance. It's just illogical. It's not smart to just constantly feel like because you picked a certain character, because you did something. I don't know how some of these shots are not hitting, but it's just it just doesn't make sense to me. And the community is suffering, the game is suffering because we're gonna reach a point where people are just gonna stop playing. I'm already like running into people that are just like, yeah, I'm done with Marvels. Like it was fun, but I'm just tired of it. Whether they feel like it's their teammates, whether they feel like they don't enjoy it, it's like the only game where you just get on here to just argue with people. Who like my question is like who's having fun? I thought maybe in the lower ranks it would have been fun, right? I'm at Diamond right now. I get the GM. It just gets like there's a little bit more people being lax, but it's also more people being serious because everybody wants to hit Celeste. Everybody wants to be um, one above all. So I don't know how. I don't think this is a thing that Marvel can fix as a company, as a game. I just think that this is something as a community has to change, and it's like until people decide to be more positive on the game, to spend more time encouraging their teammates instead of arguing, to spend more time being aware of their own decisions, being conscious of the choices that they make instead of always being critical of other people. The game is gonna fall. No one's gonna fuck with it. No one's gonna play with it. People are gonna get tired of that shit, and they're just gonna be mad. People make mistakes. People are allowed to make mistakes. Your teammates are allowed to be bad. That's part of the game. That's like the NBA. It's like that's like going to the game and blaming your center for getting 6 points, 6 points and 12 rebounds. Oh, the center is the fault why he's that fault why we didn't win the game. But your point guard or your shooting guard, let's say they drop 30 or 40 and they lose, and now the point guard is like, it's the center's fault, right? Why we lost because he didn't drop enough points. It's a team game. Not everybody is meant to put up the same stats. If everybody put up 40, 50, 40, 50 on your team, the game wouldn't even be fun because you would spend every single game just stomping. There would be no challenge, and that's really why people get on the game. You play competitive because it's meant to be a challenge. It's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be something that you do that gets you to put out an effort that makes you either perform better or you perform worse. And when you perform worse, right? When you perform worse, that's your opportunity to improve your skill set to see, okay, where did I go wrong at? What did I do that wasn't good, right? That's what it's for. If you want to get on the game and you don't want to feel challenged, if you want everything to just be easy and you don't want to feel that pressure of losing or feel that pressure of adapting and being responsible for your outcomes, play quick play. Or just don't even touch any competitive game period because that's not what it's here for. That's not what we're supposed to be doing in this competitive environment. So I'm just making this video because I just feel like the game has been very toxic lately. I don't enjoy solo queuing it. I only enjoy when I play with Smooth. We're playing, this is footage of us playing together. Having somebody else, I just I don't enjoy it. Maybe if I go get a coach, maybe if I go put some money and effort into improving the game, improving my gameplay, I'll enjoy it more. But right now, it just feels like it's not worth it. There's other games to play, and that's also. And what I'll say is that I've noticed that this is not just how it is only for Marvel Rivals. It's like this for a lot of competitive games. A lot of competitive games are becoming like this. So for me personally, I'm starting to shift more into just simple stuff like story mode games, single player story mode games, like less serious like, multiplayer games where we're just doing silly things because the competitive landscape is almost like turning into like uh a toxic sport where every game it just seems like somebody got money on the line, and if they don't win this game, they whole family about to get murdered. Like the mob is like sitting behind you, touching your shoulder, telling you if you don't win this game, we're taking your mom out. It's so lame. It's so lame, bro. And I just hope that the people that play marbles that are in the community decide to change how they look on the game, decide to shift their outlook, and hopefully we can come to um, some type of change where we can play the game and actually enjoy it and be positive and not always be pissed off because somebody's not performing. That's my rant. That's my rant. Hopefully there's something change and things improve on the game. But that's it for me.